Recap the last 3 weeks of Michigan hockey. Michigan State, Lake Superior State, Ferris State. We talked to Mark Matera, Travis Turnbull, and we recap and we preview the series against Uno y Dos Hombres here on Wolf Overtime.
Oh, we first want to apologize to all of our viewers for the lack of Charles in Charge lately. Like I say, 28 days since Charles in Charge has been on the air. Never fear, because here is the much anticipated, very well sought after Charles in Charge.
Charles in charge of our days and our nights. In charge. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. And I want Charles in charge of me.
You gotta be kidding me with all these injuries. First, Chad Kolarek. He does the splits. An amazing feat. He trying to poke check the puck on a 5-on-3. And then Scooter Vaughn. First, we're going to talk about Kolarek, though. Chad Kolarek, one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my life on Friday. He played against Lake Superior State, and he made an amazing 4-goal performance. People were chanting Hobie Baker after him, a la Kevin Porter. What a game. My parents were there. I was there. Everybody loved it. Then the next day, you gotta say, man, I gotta say, this kid, great player and all, he does everything on the ice for you. He scores goals. He kills penalties. He does everything you need out there. But when he does the splits, that's just not necessary. Because that'll just pull you. Because he pulled his groin. And he's out for 2 weeks. And it really showed against Michigan State. But they say he's gonna be back again in this upcoming series. And I don't know if he's gonna be back to the same form that he was at prior to that. Because he was up there, he was scoring at least a goal a night, it seemed like, for several weeks. And now, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. Will he be able to do the penalty killing that he was able to do prior to that? I don't know. But now, let's talk about Scooter Vaughn. Scooter Vaughn, after Kevin Quick got kicked off the team, he took over in the hockey sweeper position. And not only did he excel, he really helped that team out after Kevin Quick's absence. And now that he's injured in apparently a big playful roughhousing with a teammate, this team doesn't have a sweeper, doesn't have anybody back there to clean up to make sure Billy Sauer doesn't have to make the save. I don't know who's going to be able to do that, whether it's going to be Chris Summers dropping back or Mark Matera or Danny Fardig. But it's going to have to be somebody fast, somebody who has wheels, who isn't named Scooter, and who isn't named Quick either. It seems like Michigan's going to have a tough time with their defense. Not only that, they're going to be having to contend with one of the top scoring duos in the country of Brian Marshall and Mike Lawrence, los dos hombres de uno. It's going to be a hard series, but there is hope. Michigan did win the CCHA, and they checked off another thing on the list for Red Berenson's objectives of the season. Among those was to beat Notre Dame, beat Minnesota, beat Michigan State, win the GLI. That's all been taken care of. But this series is a lot of questions. Matt Rust, apparently today, it was just reported that he's got injured. And now things are really starting to look uncertain for the freshman class of this year. Back to you guys.
Charles in charge of our days and our nights. In charge. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. And I want Charles in charge of me.
Before we continue, hold on. Can we go to the two-shot? I'm going to play Don Cherry here. Two-shot. All right. This is an artist rendition of Chad Kolarek doing the splits. Actually, well, whatever. You can't
Don,
see
they
it.
can't see that.
It's amazing.
Charles in Charge, probably the thing that makes me the most happy in life. Not much time to go in the show. Michigan, Nebraska.